Hey, it's Jahar. Welcome back to my channel, to The Witchy Reader. So I'm going to talk about the books I want to read in 2026. So I had an issue with the video I had. I accidentally uploaded my books I want to reread twice. Once under books I want to reread, but also books I want to read. And but I had lost my previous video, so I couldn't find this one, so I'm having to refilm. I really didn't want to, but I am doing it anyways because I really wanted to get this video out. So instead of procrastinating, which is what I usually do, I'm just going to go ahead and film it so that it can be up soon. Trying to grab my phone. Okay, because all my notes are on my phone. So some of these I know for a fact were in the original video because they're books I obviously really want to reread. I was trying to figure out what books I had on this list because some I did not remember, to be honest. But I think I got the gist. I think I added a few too when I was looking through my Goodreads. I was like, you know what, that looks really interesting. I'm gonna add that. So yeah. So this is probably not exactly how it was, but for a most part, a good portion of these are. So I have what is it called? When the Morning Comes, by Ellie Lieberman. It should be out this year. I'm not 100% sure, but there's no official release date or anything yet. But I wanted to add this book just because it's part of one of my favorite series, the B series. I absolutely love it, and I'm so excited for this one, and I cannot wait for this. I own the third book now, and I got it for birthday. Yeah, birthday. And I am so excited. I do not know if this book's coming out this year. I don't even know if she started it, to be honest, but I do know there's supposed to be more in this series, which I also got recently, which I'm excited for. There will be a birthday and Christmas book haul coming to my channel soon-ish. Okay, I know I'm going to be very late on that video. I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for a couple more books I'm waiting to receive. But, so that video is going to be late, but that's fine. I'm just excited to talk about all these books. Another book that I don't know if it will be out this year, but I'm adding it just in case that is, because if it is, I will be definitely reading it as soon as it's released, and that is the sixth book in Mantis Fan series by Andrews Johnson. I love this series, and I'm all caught up. I've read the first 5, and they are amazing. I absolutely love them. Also, his sci-fi series I do want to read. There's Things, a Duology. I'm not the biggest on sci-fi, but I love his work, and I'm excited. And I have been going outside of my comfort zone a little bit by reading. I've been reading some more horror. I've been reading some more mystery. So I'm excited to try this because I do love his writing, and he's an amazing author. I also have The Towers of Memories, Book 6, Legacy of Ashes. I finished Book 5 recently-ish. It was last month. And I am so excited because I love this, but I'm also really scared. But I probably won't be reading it this month like I originally planned. But I don't know, maybe over the weekend, next weekend, I'll try to read it. But it depends. But I definitely want to read it soon because I'm excited. Plus, I'm sure sometime this year, another book 7, maybe even 8 will be published throughout the year. So if that is the case, since I'll finally be caught up and read book 6 soon, I hope to be able to read books 7, 8, and whatever else is published, not just this year, but in future years, as soon as they're released. Because I am very excited. I absolutely love the series. It has become one of my favorites, and I'm so excited to continue the series. I'm also nervous, but I'm also nervous because I know something big happens in this book. But I'm also excited because I'm excited to finally be caught up in the series. It's the last one I have to read for now. I mean, until the 7th book is ready and whatever, but I am excited. Also, like I said, nervous too, but also I don't want to have to stop. I want to be able to read the next book after this one, probably, especially if it ends with this big thing. But anyways, so I also have a few books by Barbara Lieberman on my TBR. I have Message on the Wind, The Unchained Spirits, Love in the Middle, and Dragon Marsh. Those are the ones I have at the moment. Maybe more. I'll have to look, see what other books she's written. But I did love her. One book I read of her so far. I forgot what it's called now, but it was really good, and her writing seems great. So I'm excited to tackle more of her books. I also have the Servants of the Sun and Moon series. There's 5 so far, I believe. I think the 5th one was published like only a few months ago. But that one also looks really interesting. Only problem with that one is that it's not on Kindle Unlimited, so I have to wait till I can buy it. There's a few books I want to buy first on my list as well, so it probably won't be till later the year when I have more money, because things should be better within the next few months, hopefully. So, and then I can start buying the books I want, and I do want to eventually get that because it does look really interesting, and I'm excited to read it. I also have the Orc series. What is it? It's the Orc Who Saved Thanksgiving, the Orc Who Saved Christmas, the Orc Who Saved Valentine's Day, and the Orc Who Saved Easter, all by Michelle Franklin. That also seems interesting. I liked her, what was it, her Lovable Monster Holiday series. That was a lot more interesting than I thought. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be bad or anything, but I didn't think it was going to, it didn't seem like my type of book, but I gave it a try anyways. Like I said, I've been going out of my comfort zone a little bit, but it turned out to be really good, and really informative, which I've become to love, and I'm very excited for this one, just because it seems interesting. I also have The Fires of Treason by Michelle Quirk. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. But this has actually been on my radar for quite some time, to be honest. It's just taken me a while to finally get there. And there's 2 books. I'm pretty sure that is just duology, that there will be no more. And I'm very excited for it. It seems really interesting. Kind of I think if I remember correctly, I don't remember which one. One of the siblings, his brother and sister, gets banished. I think it's the brother. So the sister ends up going in exile with him. And it seems kind of interesting, and I'm excited to read it. I also have A Stars Begin to Burn, which is, I want to say, a trilogy. Yeah, it's the Celestials trilogy by Shelby Elizabeth, which also seems really interesting. The cover's pretty. And this one has also actually been on my radar for quite some time. So I'm trying to finally get through some of my TBR, my physical TBR as well as my non-physical TBR, and start reading the books that are high on my list. And then slowly going down and reading the books that I still want to read, obviously, just not anticipating as much as the books I'm naming off here. So hopefully I can make a dent in my TBR, because I have been known to be bad at that. I also have a couple books by Madison Rupp. I hope I'm saying her name right. Liarland, which is a duology. The second book's called Liar Go Round. I think Liarland is the first one, yeah. Which seems really interesting. Actually, found out about her books recently-ish. I found her on Kindle Unlimited, or not Kindle. I found her on TikTok talking about it, and I was like, ooh, that sounds interesting. Then I found her on Twitter. I was like, you know what? I am going to read these books. When, I do not know. But hopefully this year. That's the plan. And then Death Dates. Also by Madison Rupp. And also seems really interesting. I did forget to mention a Michelle Franklin book I have on my TBR, and that's Shadow Beast, which is one of her newer books, I believe. So, excited for that one. Because it's kind of like a werewolf story, but I think it's supposed to be like a Beauty and the Beast tale, but with a werewolf. So I thought that was interesting, because I do love Beauty and the Beast. When I was younger, I think it was actually my favorite fairy tale. It's not so much anymore, but it's still up there as one of my favorites. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but Belle has always been one of my favorite princesses. She was my favorite when I was younger. When I got older, my favorite is actually Mulan, but Belle is still up there as one of my favorites, and I'm excited for this. I also have A Daughter's Ransom, so I own the first 3 books, I think, which I might have to re-get at least one of those books, because one of them looks like crap after a fire I had several years ago. I just never replaced it, but we'll see. But I read the first 3 books, and now there's like 5 or 6, as well as a prequel, and I'm so behind because their books are not on Kindle Unlimited, and I have been having money trouble, so unable to buy books. But I do hope to buy her books and continue that series sometime this year, because I do absolutely love her series. The first 3 books were so good, and I really want to find out what happens. If I do end up rereading, doing that this year, as I hope, I'll probably reread the first 3 though, because it has been a hot minute since I read them. So I'm probably going to want to reread the first 3 and then continue, because there's very few I probably even remember from the first 3 books, if I'm going to be honest. But I remember loving them. They're actually the second indie books I've ever read. The second indie series I've ever read. And I absolutely love them. And I'm excited to finally continue the series after a long time. I also have Warriors of Brea. I've actually read, there's 5 books in the series. I've actually read the first 4. But I finally got the 5th book for, was my birthday? Yeah, it was my birthday. I'm trying to remember, because I have a stack of books here waiting for my book haul thing. And, yeah. And because of that, and some of them for my birthday, some from Christmas. So I'm like, okay, which ones did I get for my birthday? Which one did I get for Christmas? But yeah. So, and once again, if I do end up reading it this year, as I hope, because this is the last book in the series, and I really want to find out what happens, I'm going to reread the first 4 books, because it's been a minute. I do think I remember some stuff that happened, but I want to reread it anyways, because I think there's a lot that I don't remember. So I want to reread it, and then finally read this one, because it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to read the final book in the series for so long, and now I own it. Yay, I own the first 4 as well. They're somewhere. I have a bookshelf, but I haven't put my books up in the bookshelf at the present moment, because this bookshelf is crappy and falling apart, but I'm getting a new one. It's coming, I think the 27th is what it said. So, I will put my books up once I get my new bookshelf. But yeah, so. And since I have a new bookshelf, maybe I haven't done it in a while, but I used to do booktube challenges that I could do again now that I'm gonna have a bookshelf and have all my books have a home. Where I can do, like, I know I did, like, the blind challenge where I had, like, covered my eyes, and my mom would choose a random book and have to read the first line. I have to try to guess what, the first few lines I have to try to guess what book it was. Little challenges like that. They were a lot of fun. So yeah. Moving on. I also have Percy Jackson. So obviously I've read the original Percy Jackson books, The Heroes of Olympus, Trials of Apollo. I tried for reading Magnus Chase, could not really get into it. I'm gonna give it another go around eventually. But I did a while ago read The Sun and the Star when it came out, and now I own it, so now I can reread it and read the sequel, which is a newer book, which I got for Christmas. Sun and the Star I got for my birthday, this I got for Christmas, and I haven't read this one yet, so I'm excited to read this one, because obviously I'm going to read the Sun and the Star first, but I am excited because I haven't read this yet, and I love Nico, and I love Nico and Will's relationship, so I'm so excited for that. And then Carnival Kills, another book I have on Kindle Unlimited, and it's also a horror as well as The Wedding Day. They seem so interesting. One is obviously about Carnival. The other one is kind of interesting because there's this wedding and people just start dying, and now they have to try to figure out which of their guests could be doing this. And I just thought that was a really interesting premise, so I'm very intrigued. I also have Blood of My Heart is a duology, I believe, which is actually something new to my TBR. I was scrolling Kindle Unlimited the other day when I was bored, and I discovered it. I was like, this seems interesting. So I added it. So it's very much new, but I want to read it, so. I also have Secrets and Magic, which is a series. I don't know how long it is, but I know several months ago, there was this, like, the author was doing this, like, I guess, I can't think of the word now, but, like, where people can, like, try to win a free Kindle version of the book, and I actually won, which surprised me, because I never win things like that, and so, she sent me the, ebook version, so I own it on Kindle now, so I can read that, and I do want to. So, and then Bamboo Kingdom, I think the first 6 books are out. I own the first 3. I did read the first one. I have not read books 2 or 3 yet, so I want to get the other 4, 5, and 6, since I'm pretty sure they're out, and then I can just read them all. So that is my plan. I also have Twisted Tales because there's been a lot more Twisted Tales that I'm interested in reading. I'm not reading every Twisted Tales because there's some of these fairy tales that I honestly just do not care about. But there are some that I do want to read. I mean, I've read The Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Alice in Wonderland. I know I'm missing one or two. Aladdin, I read that one. And I'm pretty sure there's still one more I'm missing that I've read. But there's a Merida one now. There's a Moana one. There's a Lion King one. Incredibles one. There's a Lilo and Stitch one that's coming out this year, apparently. So I want to continue this series and read them. Yeah, because they seem really interesting. School for Good and Evil. So a while ago, this was years ago, because when I first saw when the movie first was coming out, the trailer looked so good, I really wanted to watch it. But then people were talking about it, and I found out it was a book. So I was like, you know what? I have to read the book first, because that's a rule of mine. I did the same thing when Shadow and Bone TV show was coming out. I was like, I have to read the books now because the show looks good, but I have to read the books before I watch the show. It's a thing of mine. And so that's I bought the first 3. There's 6. I still don't own books 4, 5, and 6 yet. And I read the first book, watched the first movie, and this is the only time you will ever hear me say this. I might say, ooh, I actually prefer how they did this scene in the movie than the book, but you'll never hear me say that the movie as a whole is better than the book, except for this one. I did a whole video on my channel, so you want to watch it, go, and you can find out why I thought the movie was better than the book. I won't go into details because, like I said, I did do an entire video on it. But yeah, and so the book really disappointed me because I just thought the movie was so much better, which shocked the heck out of me because that never happens. So yeah, so I have to now but we rewatched the movie actually. I rewatched it, and then my mom and sister was watching it with me. It was their first time watching it, and so they haven't made a sequel, and it hasn't. And it looks like, and it's been years, so it looks like it's not gonna happen. I want to find out what happened. So I want to finally continue the series, even though the first book did disappoint me. I want to find out what happened. So I'm going to continue that sometime this year, hopefully. Then I have Crown of Hearts, which is a duology, I think. Princess of Hearts. Yeah. And then The Age of Fire. They all seem interesting. Then I have Witch Spelling as well on that one read. Then there's Survivors, which is by Erin Hunter. It's about dogs. The Bravelands, Erin Hunter as well. What's it called? I've talked about Erin Hunter a lot because they are the author of Seekers, which is one of my absolute favorite series, as well as Warriors, which is also on this list that I want to continue reading because I want to finally, catch up because I'm very, very much behind. So yeah. And then I have Discovery of Witches and Once and Future Witches on here. Once and Future Witches I think is either duology or trilogy. I know there's at least one sequel, maybe 2. Discovery of Witches I think is a trilogy, and I'm excited for both those because I love witches, and I really want to read them. And apparently there's a series, or I think it's a series of Discovery of Witches on Netflix, apparently. My coworker just got a Discovery of Witches for Christmas, and I was like, oh, I have that on my TBR, and she was telling me about the series and stuff, and she said that she loves all things witches too, and she loves reading. So, she was telling me that she was really enjoying the book so far, so I was like, awesome, I'm definitely gonna have to read this. Then I also have Clown in a Cornfield, another horror movie. A horror book. A movie just came out called Clown in a Cornfield, and then I find out it's a book, which apparently happens a lot. Sometimes I do not know the book exists until the movie or whatever comes out. Like Shadow and Bone. I didn't know the Shadow and Bone books existed, but I had heard the Six of Crows books, and then I found out that they were connected, because Six of Crows is just very much more popular than Shadow and Bone, even before the series. I think the series put Shadow and Bone on the map a little bit more, but I just know I've heard people on BookTube talk about Six of Crows before the series. And yeah, so the movie just came out, and apparently this book is actually a trilogy, so I'm going to read that. I did actually technically start it, but the beginning did kind of bore me a little bit. But I'm going to keep reading because I always believe that it takes a minute for a story to really get interesting, because it always, for me at least, especially since I read fantasy series, I feel like the beginning is always often on the low-key or boring side, because it takes a minute for the story to really, get there. Then I also have two. So my mom and I are doing this book club that we are starting, and in it we are going to we are one of us will pick a book in 1 month and the next person. This month is me. I chose Six of Crows because she did watch Shadow and Bone and she did enjoy the crows more than anything in the series. And I want her to see the Ice Core High since we're not getting a Six of Crows spinoff. And so that's the book I chose this month. So that's what we are reading at the present moment. And I lost train of thought. And but we were talking because we were talking about it about like what we're going to include, like based on books we're going to choose. Like I would never choose a horror book because I know she's not that big into horror, and she reads nonfiction more than everything. Sometimes she'll read fantasy if it intrigues her. She's read a few of my fantasy books, the ones I've written and the ones I own. She reads all of my books. And she's going to read Six Crows because she does like the crows. So she's obsessed with Kaz. He is her favorite, which I don't blame her. Kaz is awesome. And yeah, so but we were talking because her favorite thing is true crime, but she does read other nonfiction books, such as like stuff like the Salem Witch Trials or learning more about Henry VIII. And I have gotten really into history the last several years, which I never used to be. And my friend Ellie actually made a great point when we talked about that. She was like, she said she had a theory about how school puts everything in dates and names so that it's boring and you won't look more into it. And I'm like, you know what? I believe you. Like, that's definitely what they're doing. I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah. And so we were looking at some nonfiction books that I might be interested in if she chose them for her choice or whatever, because she does like learning about this stuff as well. And she chooses, and there's this Tudor's Heirs series, which has 5 books and each one is about a different child of Henry VIII. Then there's also the Tudor's Queens series, which is about his queens. Each book there's like 6 books. There's like some are about his queens. There's even a couple about his mistresses. And I thought that was really interesting. And I do love Henry VIII and his, not Henry VIII, I love his wives, and their stories. I've gotten really into that. I also want to learn more about, I've learned a lot about Joan of Arc since, one of my characters, since one of my series. I learned a lot about her story and things that I did not know because they lied to us. Schools lied to us. And Mary Queen of Scots is someone I want to learn more about because I absolutely love the show Reign, and after watching it, I watched it a long time ago, but I'm currently rewatching it, and I'm like, you know what, I want to learn more about her story, because she was wronged, and so much of these women were wrong, but so many of them actually were okay too, like Anne of Cleves. She was more okay than any of them. But yeah. So these are just books that I want to read sometime in 2026. More books may add to the list. Some of these I may not even get to if I get distracted reading other books. So who knows what I'll actually read. Some of these are higher on my list than anything, so I definitely want to get to those at least. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment what books you want to read this year. I will chat with you guys below in the comments. Until next time.